Hello everyone, this is Dr. Ashish Panchal, Professor and Head in the Department of Pharmacology in LJ Institute of Pharmacy. Dear all, we all know that the LJ take one initiative to start a e-lecture series, and today I am going to present a lecture on parasympathomimetic and parasympatholytic. So, first of all, what is parasympathomimetic and what is parasympatholytic? So the drug which stimulate the parasympathetic system is known as the parasympathomimetic, and the drug which inhibit or decrease the effect of parasympathetic, then it is known as the parasympatholytic. This parasympathetic drug is act by two receptor and they are known as the cholinergic receptor, and this receptor are muscarinic receptor and the nicotinic receptor. Okay, so now the next point is the muscarinic receptor. Okay, in muscarinic receptor, where the receptor is present, types of receptor, there which type of the receptor are the muscarinic receptor, their signaling pathway, their selective agonist and the antagonist. So receptor, mainly in the muscarinic receptor there are three type of the receptor, M1, M2 and M3 receptor. So first, where this M1, M2 and M3 receptor are present. So M1 receptor is present in the ganglia where they depolarize the neuron, means they increase the transmission of impulses. Second, M1 receptor is present in the gastric gland where they increase the acid secretion and histamine release. And third, it is present in the CNS where it is responsible for learning, memory, motor and the different functions. M2 receptor, so mainly M2 receptor is present in the heart, CNS and the smooth muscles, and M3 receptor, it is present in the smooth muscle, iris of the eye, ciliary muscles, exocrine gland and the blood vessels. Now the receptor, type of receptor, so M1, M2, M3, the M1 and M3 receptor are the GQ type of the receptor, and we know that they are the stimulatory receptor. And the M2 receptor, it is GI or the G0 type of receptor, and it is the inhibitory type of the receptor. And signaling, so M1 receptor always the secondary messenger is IP3 and the DAG pathway. The M3 is also, it is stimulatory receptor, so it secondary messenger is IP3 and the DAG pathway. And in the M2 receptor, it decrease the cyclic AMP production, it open the potassium channel and it closed or decrease the sodium channel opening. Now the agonist and antagonist that will be discussing later. Okay, so here the nicotinic receptor. So nicotinic receptor, that is NM and NN receptor. Where it is present, they are present in the neuromuscular. NM receptor, it is present in the muscles, the neuromuscular junction, and the NN receptor, it is present in the neuron, means they are present in the ganglia and the adrenal medulla. Both are the G protein coupled receptor and they are the ion channel type of the receptor. Signaling, both are help in the opening of the sodium channel. Selective agonist and antagonist, in the NM receptor, selective agonist are the nicotine and the PTMA, and NN receptor, that is DMPP and the nicotine. The selective antagonists are the tubocurarine and the hexamethonium in the NM. So now let us discuss the classification of the parasympathomimetic. So in parasympathomimetic, first is the cholinergic agonist, and this cholinergic agonist, the first is the choline ester. They are the acetylcholine, methacholine, carbacholine, bethanacol. Second alkaloid are the muscarine, pilocarpine and aracholine. Third, anticholinesterase drug, and in anticholinesterase drug are the reversible and the irreversible drug. In reversible drug, that is carbamate, physostigmine, neostigmine, rivastigmine, etc. And the arachnidine, that is tacrine. And the irreversible drug are the organophosphate, that is malathion, parathion, tabum, serine. And the carbamates are the carbaryl. These are the all parasympathomimetic drug. Now the next is the parasympatholytic drug. So in parasympatholytic drug, the classification is natural alkaloid like atropine and hyoscine bromide. Semi-synthetic derivatives are the hemerotropium, ipratropium bromide, atropine methonitrate. Okay, and the synthetic compounds are the mydriatic compound, that is the tropicamide, cyclopentolate, anti-secretory compound which decrease the secretion, and the antispasmodic compound are the propanthalin, oxyphenonium, methyl bromide, isopropamide, tertiary amine like dicyclomine, and the pyrazepine, and the anti-Parkinson drug like dihexyphenidine, that is benzhexol, and the procyclidine. Now let us discuss with their pharmacological action, the cholinomimetic and the cholinolytic. Okay, here in the cholinomimetic it will decrease the cardiac activity, whereas in the cholinolytic it will increase the cardiac activity. Let us see here, in CVS, particularly in the heart, the parasympathomimetic drug, it is decrease the SA node activity and AV node activity, whereas in the cholinolytic it will increase the SA node and the AV node activity. That's why it increase the heart rate, force of contraction, and the conduction velocity. On the blood vessel, parasympathomimetic drug, it increase the NO release and thereby it cause the vasodilation and decrease the blood pressure, whereas here it will decrease the NO release and it cause the vasoconstriction and increase the blood pressure. On the iris, the parasympathomimetic drug, it contraction of the ciliary muscles and cause the meiosis. Here it is the relaxation of the ciliary muscles and cause the mydriasis. In the ciliary muscles, this parasympathomimetic drug, it increase the outflow of the aqueous humor. Aqueous humor, it increase the intraocular pressure. So parasympathomimetic drug, it decrease the amount of the aqueous humor, and that's why they are used in the glaucoma, when they decrease the intraocular pressure, whereas the eye, here the ciliary muscles get relaxed and sometimes it may cause the blur vision. Next, in the smooth muscles, so in GIT, parasympathomimetic drug cause the increase the peristalsis movement and diarrhea, whereas the parasympatholytic, it decrease the peristalsis movement and it cause the constipation. In bronchial smooth muscles, parasympathomimetic drug, it cause the bronchoconstriction, means it cause the asthma, whereas the parasympatholytic, it cause the bronchodilation and it use in asthma. In parasympathomimetic, urinary bladder, it cause the frequently urination, whereas here in the lytic, it is urinary retention. In sweat gland, salivary gland, lacrimal gland, all secretion is increased in the parasympathomimetic, whereas in parasympatholytic all the secretion will be decreased. And in CNS, the tremor and algesia caused by the parasympathomimetic, whereas in the parasympatholytic it decrease the tremor and algesia. Clear? Now the uses of the parasympathomimetic. Okay, let us start the uses of parasympathomimetic. So in the uses of parasympathomimetic drug are used in glaucoma because it decreases the intraocular pressure. It used in the myasthenia graviasis by neostigmine and pyridostigmine like drug because they are anticholinesterase drug and thereby they increase the acetylcholine concentration at the neuromuscular junction. It also used in the Alzheimer because they are responsible for increasing the memory power and etc. Also, it is used in a post-operative paralytic ileus. Next, it is also used in the post-operative decuratism. And in cobra bite, the parasympathomimetic like neostigmine drug is used. The mechanism action and their flow chart is given here in detail. Now, the use of parasympatholytic. So in parasympathomimetic adverse effect of parasympathomimetic is it increase the secretion of the lacrimal, saliva and the sweat. In smooth muscles, it causes the bronchospasms, that's why it causes the asthma. Also in eye, it may cause the blood vision. In urinary bladder, it involuntary urination. In GI tract, it causes the involuntary defecation, means diarrhea. In blood vessels, it may cause the hypotension. And in heart, it decreases the heart rate and force of contraction. It may cause the bradycardia and the arrhythmia. In skeletal muscle, it is weakness and the muscular fasciculation. Now, and the next point is the use of the anticholinergic drug. So uses of the anticholinergic drug are the anti-secretory effect, antispasmodic effect, asthma, COPD, mydriatic drug. It is used in bradycardia, anti-Parkinson effect, motion sickness. Also it is used in hypertensive bladder, hypersensitive bladder, and it antagonizes the muscarinic effect of the drug and the poison like organophosphorus poisoning. Okay, and last, that is adverse effect. Then adverse effect, it cause the dryness of the mouth. In smooth muscle, it may cause the mydriasis and the blood vision, urinary retention, constipation, hypertension, tachycardia, arrhythmia, and the skeletal muscle, it may cause the weakness, and in CNS, it decrease the learning and the memory. Okay, so thank you friends. This is all about the parasympathomimetic and the lytic. If you like this video, then please share this video and subscribe our channel, that is Pharma Ignite. Your like and your subscription is most important for us. Thank you. Have a good day. Stay home and stay safe. Thank you.